what do you think, okay, of all those inventions?
When it comes to student achievement, the Falls Church City Public Schools consistently rank among the best in the nation.
Let's go on three, yeah.
One way to ensure the high performance continues is to seek innovative ways to deliver instruction, like the International Baccalaureate Primary Years program.
You know, as a parent, as I think of globalization, as I think of what careers my children are going to take, I understand that they're going to be playing on a much broader playing field, that through globalization and technology, employment and work is going to cross cultures. It's going to cross, it's going to cross countries, and I think the IB program is doing a wonderful job in teaching our children where they are in the world, what role they play, and a global perspective.
Raul Matos was among the parents who helped research the International Baccalaureate Primary Years program for Randolph Elementary School in Arlington. The father of three says he has noticed a positive change in the school culture, as well as in his eldest son, since the all-inclusive program was implemented at Randolph.
Well, I think what I've noticed most is the work that he brings home is very different than what we were used to seeing. So there in the work, he's being asked to think more on himself, about himself, think more about what he would do in a specific situation, how he would approach a problem. So I think before it was more, here's the problem and here's the solution, and try to memorize the solution to the problem. While now it's, here's the problem, what are you going to do about it? How are you going to resolve it?
Teacher Jackie Holt remembers the reaction she heard from middle school faculty members when Randolph's PYP students moved up.
The first thing that every instructor that I met with needed to tell me, and they needed to tell me, was that they could identify all of our children without looking at any of the records, because our children were more inquisitive. Their questions were strong questions. They interacted in a more positive, constructive manner socially than students from other schools.
The IB Primary Years program offers a structured, inquiry-based curriculum framework that focuses on the development of the whole child. The program for children aged 3 to 12 includes all students in its holistic approach to learning, encompassing 6 main themes interconnected with 5 essential elements: knowledge, concepts, skills, attitudes, and actions.
It puts our kids on an even footing with the general ed kids. The questions that they ask, the connections that they make, they might be a little bit slower in coming, but they still make them.
All the stakeholders are involved, and in my classroom, which has a lot of English language learners, what we do is we work with all the different levels of languages and still use the same curriculum and the same units of inquiry that everyone else does.
What I like about it is it incorporates not just behavior, but also academic behavior, so that there's that whole gamut of showing integrity for all the way through to being well balanced, so that you have every part of you that's becoming, I don't know, the best that you can be.
Yasmin Torres sees the program's positive results with the school's youngest students.
I feel they're a lot more vocal. I feel that they're also developing risk-taking. Before, I would observe that some students would just kind of sit back and maybe not want to say something, even though that perhaps you could tell they wanted to. But instead of my having to call on them, they'll offer it up themselves. So that's a very positive change.
The program also fosters a highly collaborative atmosphere for the faculty.
We walk the paths.
Teams of Randolph Elementary School teachers meet regularly to assess and evaluate curriculum effectiveness, not only at specific grade levels, but also across all grade levels.
Like within our IB units, there are the 6 themes that are the same, but then each grade level approaches it differently based on their curriculum. And so we try not to have too much repetition or redundancy throughout those, and the IB vertical team looks at those kinds of things that come up.
By doing it this way, we really show our children that what you learn in 1st grade is connected to what you learn in 2nd grade, and the continuity flows onward, that everything that you acquire goes on towards being, as IB calls it, a lifelong learner.
And it is clear when students make those connections.
We did a musical called Dig It by John Jacobson, and we picked it because it went with the 5th grade social studies unit,
on Egypt. And one of the kids, I'll never forget him, they were making mummies in art class. We were working on the musical with me. They were doing the other stuff in the classroom. And all of a sudden he looked up and he goes, hey, we're doing Egypt in art, we're doing Egypt in music, and we're doing Egypt in social studies. And it was just a moment where you just went, uh-huh, because you knew they were actually getting it and making those connections. It was great. We were just like, that was one of my favorite teaching moments. I was like, yes, yes.
Randolph teachers say it takes time to build a successful program like the IB Primary Years program.
Keep up the good work, buddy.
But they agree the rewards are well worth the effort.
This method is more work for the teacher, per se, to set up the right environment for the inquiry process to take place. But in the end, it's more beneficial for the child because they own the information and they really want to learn the information because it's driven by their questions.
You bite off a lot when you take this on, but at the end of the day, you've got kids that are thinking, you've got teachers who are involved in developing what they're teaching. I can't ask for more.
We really truly now believe ourselves to be part of a worldwide community of learners who teach for enduring understanding through the organization of those 6 transdisciplinary themes. I think we really believe that now.